So here we have the Mini Cooper S on a 66 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside you can see it's a 3-door car with those black alloy wheels. Let's start off inside the boot and then work our way around the rest of the car from there. As we approach the back of the car, you'll see we've got a 60/40 split folding rear seat and plenty of boot space, which can be increased by lifting this tray section here, and it will store away, as you can see, to reveal even more space underneath. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside, you can see it's in fantastic condition the whole way round. Just briefly before we climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. We've got full leather seats, as you can see. There's plenty to run through on the dashboard, so let's hop in and we'll do that now. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, we're going to start with the dials. We have the rev counter on the left-hand side and the speedometer in the middle. You can change the information displayed on the speedometer using the buttons on the left-hand side of the indicator stalk. If you leave it on this piece of information, you'll find you have a digital readout for the speedometer, which will dominate that central section. It's really easy to read as well. The total miles on this car, you can see there as well. They are 8,894. If we back out to the steering wheel, on the right hand side we have stereo controls. We also have the ability to answer phone calls and make voice activated calls. So hit that button and ask it to dial anyone in your contacts list. It will do that for you without you taking your phone from your bag or pocket. That is of course once you pair the phone, which is done on the central screen, and I'll show you that in just a moment. This car also has cruise control and speed limiter. So that central screen is just here. Firstly, you can see this car's got satellite navigation. If we go back to the main menu, you can see me moving it around various menus, including telephone, which is where you'd pair your phone. All of that movement I was just doing is done using this dial. So twisting this will take you through various options. You can then select those options by pushing this down. You can move it to the right, to the left, up or down to go into certain sub categories within those menus as well, which I'll show you now. So for example, if we wanted satellite navigation, we'd push that button down. And then to access this panel to the left, just jog that dial over to the left and then again rotate until you find the option that you want, so guidance for example, or you can go back to the main menu, and then from there you can go to things like your radio. So you can see this car's got FM, AM and DAB digital radio. In terms of other ways to listen to your music in this car, we've got external devices which comprise of a USB input, Bluetooth audio and auxiliary input as well, so plenty of ways to listen to your music. We've got the main volume for the stereo just there. And then we have dual zone climate control, so you can adjust the temperature individually on the passenger and driver sides of the car. When you're happy with the temperature, fan speed is adjustable here, and then the air conditioning is turned on by pushing that button, or you can hit auto and the car will maintain these temperatures by taking control of the fan speed itself. You can turn that down, or you can press auto and it will take you back to the setting you were on previously. Below that we've got a few buttons. So this one on the far left, it's hard to see with the sunlight shining on it, but that one turns off the stop and start. So this car's designed to cut out in traffic to save you fuel. That button turns that system off. The one on the far right hand side turns off traction control or turns it back on again. And this one is to start and stop the engine. So the engine is running on this car at the moment. That button will turn it off, and similarly we'll start the engine as well. All you need to do is make sure you have the key in the car with you. Underneath that, we have a 12-volt charging socket underneath this cap, and then USB and auxiliary inputs, a 6-speed manual gearbox, and then below the gearbox we have this hoop, which as you can see moves and springs back to that starting position again. That's to change the driving setup of this car. So we're in mid mode at the moment, which is the normal everyday driving. If I did that, the car will be in sport mode. I can put it back to mid mode, or I can put it in green mode. Whatever mode you're in, it will affect the sensitivity of the accelerator pedal. So for example, on sport mode, it will become more sensitive. The steering will become firmer. It will make the whole car feel that bit sportier. And then finally, we have the iDrive system just here. As I explained the dial already, you can see there's a few main menu buttons here. So that button will always take you to the main menu, or you can go directly into those menus, back a page or go to your options page. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, please feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.